Okay, YouTube, we are introing whilst we are warming up. This is the bicep segment of the back session / a separate video for essentially my 3 go-to movements for the bicep curl. As always, we'll run through tips, tricks, and pointers along the way. For me, I think I've just about broke the curse of the noodle arm. So I'm happy to be able to share some nuggets in which how I helped grow my arms somewhat. So we shall kick things off. Bear in mind, make sure you're nice and warm first. We've got the single arm bicep to begin. Just warming up for a minute. First exercise we'll jump into in 2 manitos. So bearing in mind when it comes to warming up, I've already trained back, so I'm nice and warm. I already know what weight I'm going to use. So I don't need to waste time. I don't need to waste energy as well, more importantly. So once I've warmed up, then I'm going to just take a moment, take the dumbbells over to the bench for the single arm. And we'll talk about why we're doing the single arm as well. So if we head on over to here, first of all, when it comes to bicep training, what we want to get is always nice straight lines, which for anything other than arms is really easy to do. When we do a chest press, nice straight line. When we do a pec deck, nice straight line. When we do a row, straight line. So all these movements really fall into place. Whereas for some reason with arms, it all goes to pot. We're trying to do things like easy bar curls. Even when we're doing dumbbells, we're sort of not getting things in line. So by going into single arm for a majority of your bicep training, you're going to ensure that correct alignment. And where there's correct alignment, you're going to maximize the use of the intended muscle and also minimize injury. What's the one thing that's going to stop you from progressing your muscles is if they're injured, right? A lot of people who try to develop their arms end up with knackered elbows and knackered shoulders because things aren't in straight lines. If you're trying to bicep curl and you're not in a straight line, the force is always going to end up going somewhere where we don't want it. So by us going with a single arm, we grab a bench. That offers us as a counterweight. So I'm using this as a counterweight, so I'm really leaning into this. I can drop my shoulder down. I can create a nice straight line from what I want to do. Keep the elbow pinned. And now I can curl in a perfect straight line. You can't achieve this here standing straight because what happens? The dumbbell hits me here. All of a sudden I'm having to try to adjust this, and straight away I've lost that straight line. So we can lean, create the line, bicep curl, and really isolate the bicep with this movement. So now I need to take a rest, and then we'll get into it. Always try that last one. So for this, what I'd recommend is getting strong across multiple rep ranges. So in this example, we're going to do 1 set of a heavier weight. So working to failure. For biceps, I'd say around 8 to 10 reps. That's your first set point. Your second set, a lighter weight, where you fail around that 10 to 12 rep range. And then your third set, push it a little bit higher, go for a 15 to 20 set. The goal then, once you've found the weight where you fail within that rep range, don't increase the weight until you've achieved the top end of the rep range. So 8 to 10 here, I don't increase the weight for this until I've reached 11. Next time I increase the weight, and so on. Then once you're a little bit more advanced, you may find, you know what? I don't really feel it much when I do the lower ones, lower rep sets. I'm just going to keep to the higher ones. So what I'd recommend for this video is to do 3 working sets to failure across the 3 rep ranges for all 3 movements. So now I'm going to do set on my left arm, and then we're going to move on to the next exercise. Alrighty, so exercise number 2 of choice, elbow elevated curl. So what we're aiming to achieve with this one, elbow comes up slightly above the line of the shoulder. Open up that elbow. If you get a bit of pain through the shoulder, just let this close out a little bit and you'll find it takes the pressure off. So we keep ourselves nice and upright. As we curl here, what we want to see is get our D handle to get into that line of that bicep to complete the full rep. So if you notice with the first movement, because it was challenging more the mid-range, I finish here. So this movement's really good at challenging the bicep into this position. And in terms of order in which you do them in, for these two, I do them in either order. It does not matter. Don't overthink that too much. And just to confirm for this video today, we're just filming one working set of each. All right, so we're gonna warm up the lefty and then we'll get into it. Just remember, it is important to make sure it's hard as well. I'm sure you guys train super hard. The way in which I always look at like bodybuilding is generally look at your stronger body parts, look at your weaker body parts, film a working set of both of those, and usually the proof is in how hard you're training with it. A lot of people may blame the genetics for such things. I know I used to, for sure. And then when I started to go into my arm work with the same intention as my quad work, over time, we started to see progress. So make sure training hard, training close to failures as safely as we can, and writing down your numbers and just getting a little bit stronger over time. So next movement is, again with your cable, we are coming into this position here. So we're bringing ourselves away. If you note now, my elbow is behind the line of my shoulder. So we're in a stretched position. So we're challenging that lengthened part of the bicep. From here, curl up slowly, keeping the elbow back and really letting it stretch. Because that's the main part of this, is it's challenging this bit. It's its hardest here, and then it soon gets easier as we curl here. So if you think about what we've done today, we've challenged the bicep in various ways. We've challenged it where it's heaviest in the middle, when it's heaviest as you get close, and now in that lengthened part. So you don't have to get too technical with it. I've just popped that together so you don't really have to think about it. But like I said, if I had to choose the selection, first two in either order, do this one last, and you'll be all good. Woo. Woo! And there we are. 3 go-tos for bigger biceps. Commit to them is what I would say. Time as well. Don't just switch them out after a couple of weeks. Give it at least 3 to 4 months of hitting that consistently, progressing the logbook. In terms of bolting them onto your sessions, twice a week in your back session, and then your second back session, or if you do an upper, we may even want to just dedicate a session just to getting bigger arms, then absolutely do that. And if you do want to do that, head back to the video where I've done triceps with legs. Take those tricep tips in there, add in these bicep ones. I'd say you got yourself a pretty solid arm workout in there as well. So for now, if you did like that, if it helped, please do drop a little comment, drop it a little like, and I'll see you in the next one.